Okay, we're gonna do our first working set, which is gonna be 245s and 35s on each side. We're probably gonna do 3 sets of these hack squats, and then maybe move on to that last leg press from last video, and then I'm thinking then leg extensions, and then we'll move on to biceps. So let's see how these go. I'm aiming for at least 6 to 8, but you know, sometimes things don't go as planned, so we'll see. That's it. Okay, so we're gonna drop set this. We're gonna drop the 35s and do, I'm thinking 5 more with just 2 plates. One more. Let's go ahead and now do our second set of hack squats. So we started off with 2 plates and a 35, and I think we got 4 or 5, and then we ended up drop setting that to 245s, just 245s, and I did 5 for those for really slow and controlled. Now what we did is we actually dropped 15 pounds. We dropped 15 pounds. So from 245s and a 35, we went down to 245s and a 20 on each side. So we're gonna aim from 6 to 8. Let's see how that goes. And then depending on how that feels, we either go for 1 more set or we move on to the leg press machine. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to our leg press, our second press movement for today. We're gonna probably do these for 2, and then we're probably gonna do 3 sets of leg extensions afterwards. So we're probably gonna keep this from 6 to 12, but really aiming from 6 to 10, just because we want to get a really good stretch at the bottom. But let's see how this goes. We're still gonna try to go as hard as we can. That should be good. Come on, come on. We're gonna move on now to our second set, or our second set of leg press, and then we're gonna move on to leg extensions for either 2 to 3 sets. We're still aiming for at least 6 to 8. We'll see how that goes. Trying to get as deep as possible on the way down. For this one, I'm gonna take off my shoes just because I feel the platform a little bit better, to be honest. Okay, we got 8. Let's go ahead and move on to leg extensions now. You see how that goes. Last exercise for legs. Today's a quad focus leg day. We're gonna do 2 sets of leg extensions. We're still gonna keep it from around 6 to 10. So we're keeping it moderately heavy. And then we're gonna move on to a little bit of adductors, and then we're gonna do a little bit of calves, or a good amount of calves and adductors. I'm just not gonna record it because it's pretty boring, to be honest. Yeah, and then we'll go from there. Okay. Okay. Oh fuck. We hit 8. I'll probably do one more, and then we'll be done. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to our last set of leg extensions. I think we might drop it from 150 to maybe 130, so that we can get a solid 10, and I can get a really good pause at the bottom, and then explode up. And then we'll move on to a little bit of adductors. Come on. Okay, so we got 7. I think I'm done, to be honest. Move on to adductors now. Yeah. We'll now move on to biceps. We're gonna do either 2 sets of these or 3 sets. It just kind of depends. We typically like doing it with this because we can rest our back to this specific kind of bench, and it kind of really stabilizes you throughout the whole movement. So if you have like a bench similar to this one where you can do preacher curls, kind of just sit reverse to it, put your elbows against it so that way it can kind of keep you straight throughout the whole way, and just get that really good stretch, and then push up. Let's go ahead and do one more set. We're still going to keep it from 6 to 8. We're probably going to stick to the same weight, just because I felt pretty good, and I think I can get at least a solid 7. Hopefully I can get the same as the last set, which was 8, but we'll see. Okay, we got 7, and that's still pretty good. I was aiming from either 7 to 8. Let's go ahead now and move on to our last set. Let's just go as hard as we can, and then I think the next one we're gonna do is preacher curls for either 2 sets or 3 sets. It just kind of depends. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next one. All right, so now we're gonna move on to some preacher curls. We're probably gonna do 2 sets of these. We're gonna stick to 6 to 8. You can either do them single, so one at a time, or you can do it both at the same time. I usually try to do it 2 at the same time just because when I do one arm and then I do the other afterwards, I'm pretty tired. And sometimes I can get one less than the other arm that I got previously. And I don't want to have like any muscle imbalances. So I kind of just stick to both of them for this particular thing. So for this, you want to sit up here. You always want to make sure you get a really good stretch at the bottom. Get like the biggest stretch. And then you bring it up like that. Get a really good stretch because the more tension you're putting on your bicep, the more gains you're going to get. And you also want to control the weight throughout the entire set. To make sure that you are using your bicep and not another muscle. Oh man. Nice. Okay, we're gonna move on to our last set of preacher curls. So with this one, we're actually going to I actually want to stick to the same weight actually, just because I think I can still get a solid 7 to 8. So we'll see how that goes. Ah. Let's go ahead and now move on to our last set of bicep. We're gonna do bicep curls with the cable machine. I'm gonna do 2 sets, and then yeah, see how it goes. Oh my god. Okay, nice. We got our second set. We're still gonna keep it from either 6 to 10. I'm thinking I'm gonna do one more set, to be honest, because this one feels pretty good. So we dropped down from 50 to 43. Honestly, I have no idea how many I fucking got on the last one. Um, I lost track. I think I got 7. I think I got 8. We'll see when I check the replay. I'm thinking I'm gonna do one more. Our last set. We're gonna stick to the same weight, 43, and then we're gonna get the pose down.